Hi, Tom Freyberg from Water and Wastewater International, coming to you from the show floor of IFAT and Sorge in Munich, Germany. I'm joined here today by Gerald Seidl from Headworks Bio. Good to see you, Gerald.
Hi, good seeing you, Tom.
Thanks for joining us here today.
Welcome, pleasure.
Gerald, tell us a little bit of a brief history behind your company.
Well, Headworks is a over 15-year-old company, and as many know, we started as a screen company. We have, for instance, even we're an American company, we have about 150 installations in Hong Kong, so very international. But a few years ago, we also started our second biological division, and here we concentrate really on the MBBR IFAS technology.
Sure.
And last year we also bought Hydroxyl, one of the two creators of that technology, and we have over 100 installations worldwide, so we are one of the key players in this market.
Great, and tell us more about the MBBR process.
Well, MBBR stands for Moving Bed Biofilm Reactor. Basically, what you do, introduce in the wastewater so-called biocarriers, so you give the bacteria more space to live, so you have in a cubic meter of wastewater more bacteria, so you need less area. You need about 20% of a traditional activated sludge process, or if, for instance, if you take one of the advantages to retrofit an existing plant, you can triple, quadruple the flow. Minimum is typically at least double the flow capacity.
Okay, and what can MBBR treat? What type of applications?
MBBR is a replacement of a traditional activated sludge part of the plant. So you remove the BOD, COD, the nitrates, denitrification can achieve, ammonia removal can achieve. And at the end, it's a modular system. So we have here then a tertiary part. If necessary, we can do sand filters, we can provide the disc filters, UV disinfection, or microfiltration or reverse osmosis, so we can offer the complete system.
And what are the main advantages of the process?
The advantage is really that on the one hand, obviously, it's the footprint. It's a very small footprint. It's easy to retrofit an existing plant. It is easy in operation. It's a self-regulatory process. The bacteria, since they are attached, grows bacteria. If you have, for instance, a shock load or you are in a resort where you have peak flows and then you have low flows, bacteria are not washed out, so they recover very easy. Compared to other technologies, you have with the plastic media a very long life. You have 15 to 20 years of lifespan, so your replacement and spare part costs are minimal.
And can you talk to us about some of the industries where the process is being used? Is it demonstrated here?
Yeah, it's a very versatile process, and initially a lot of the applications were actually in the industrial side, and more over the last years it expanded much more also into the municipal part. If you look here, we are obviously in municipal areas, water reuse that can be from the industrial wastewater, municipal wastewater, lagoon nitrification or reduction. You see here a traditional lagoon. We can treat the same flow even with better effluent quality in the small circle you see here. We are a lot in food and beverage. Wherever you have biological content in the wastewater, you can use it. With pulp and paper, obviously, mining, and we are one of the leading companies in the marines. All the big cruise lines in the world are using us. Oh, wow. And for instance, Oasis of the Sea, the largest cruise ship with 9,000 people, uses our technology.
And with this technology, do you provide the whole solution, the whole cycle to a customer?
Very important, especially in many parts of the world, in the Middle East, in Asia, that you provide entire solutions. So we can provide the screen part, which is our traditional part. We provide the biological system. And then, as mentioned before, we provide with the tertiary treatment all the steps depending on the client's needs. So if you want reuse, we can provide you any water quality you require.
What about upgrades? If a plant operator owner has a 10,000 cubic meter per day plant and they want to upgrade, how can this technology help?
One of the great advantages, for instance, in the developing countries where population growth happens. You have existing plants and now you have more people, so you can take a 10,000 cubic meter a day plant and at least get 20 to 30,000 cubic meter out of that, depending, sometimes even 40,000. What we need to do, we change the aeration grid to suit our needs. We have some retaining sieves so the media do not move from one reactor to the other. We might have sometimes to install some partition walls, and we add the biocarriers, the media.
Okay, and on a smaller scale, let's talk more about the sort of modular systems that you have on offer. And I understand there's a demonstration right here at the stand today.
Yeah. On the modular system, what we see here, we have the 3 reactors, and each one would basically represent a 20-foot container. Traditionally, many times small so-called package plants are utilizing a container as like a house, and you build in the tanks and reactors, etc. We actually take a different approach. We use the container as the reactor itself. So we're much more flexible. You could start with BOD removal. If necessary, just add another reactor and get to the nitrification. So we are flexible. We can easily add a second line to it and maybe use the screens and the dissolved air flotation or the tertiary treatment systems together. So it gives us a lot of flexibility.
And what about the ease of use of this system compared to other technologies such as membranes?
Again, especially for developing countries where your expertise is limited, it's an excellent system because it's very much a self-regulatory system. If you take more rural areas, for instance, you do not need, don't need a PhD to run the plant. And again, the advantage is that the system is self-regulating. The water runs from one reactor to the next, to the third. Typically there's no return activated sludge for these systems. We can do this. That's when it's called IFAS, integrated fixed film activated sludge, but that's usually only happening if the wastewater is below 26 degrees. So many of the developing countries are anyway in a warmer climate zone where this gives you no advantage. And
Sure.
What you need mainly as an operator is more a person who is used to mechanical equipment, valves or electrical parts to fix, but not to be a chemical expert.
Absolutely. And Gerald, tell me, you're a US company. How do you serve the international markets?
Knowing that you need to be local, we opened offices in Dubai. We have 2 offices now in India. We expand in other parts, and from these offices we can handle the client space where we are focusing our efforts, and this is well accepted, and we see a lot of growth and potential in these markets.
Excellent. Well, we wish you the best of luck for future growth and the rest of your time here at the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
Thanks
stopping
for your
by.
time here today. Cheers, Gerald.